Oh, it is September. We've both been out hunting, which is a good feeling, super good feeling. People are shooting deer, with the exception of me and you.
Yeah, you and I aren't shooting deer.
Oh,
But
I don't know how it works out that way every year. Everyone else
Not
is shooting
every
deer.
year. A couple years ago, you went
know,
on
but-
opening day, man.
You would think by now you and I would just have a plan to smoke a deer every time on opening day.
I always have that plan. I just fail to execute said plan. So this must not be a very good plan.
I know. So
But I've got a
plan.
plan, believe me.
Let's hear your plan real quick before we dive in. What's this plan? Because I don't know the plan.
Oh, you mean like to go hunting?
See, listen, guys. Justin is the most sneakiest guy around this office. What's the plan?
Go hunting on opening day?
Oh, go
I mean,
hunting,
that's about the extent of it. I'm going to steal
Actually,
Brad.
I think
Brad's going to come film me on opening day.
No, I disagree. I think it's a bad plan. I think a better plan would be all four of us just rain on that place. We just all go in, pick a stand.
You mean me, you, Brad, and Tommy?
Yeah, we just all go in, flip a coin, and we just go.
That's fine. There's enough stands to go around.
I think we should do that. I think that should be our opening day plan. Don't worry about anything else. Don't worry about.
Put as much pressure on our hunting
Yes,
spot
just
as
go in.
possible.
You know what?
Plan.
October 1, that is going to be our plan.
Fine. One of the four of us
We're not
should
even
be
going
able
to check the
kill
wind. We're just going to go in. No, dude, you flip a coin. We only have.
Well, we can number the stands, and then we can all like draw straws or something
Fine.
like that for
That-
which stand you're going to,
Done.
regardless of wind direction.
I like it. I like it. We're doing it.
You know what? The guy that draws the stand that everyone's going to be like, oh, you're not going to see anything. The
He'll
wind's wrong.
smoke two of
He'll
them.
be the one that he'll kill two of them with
Two
one
of
shot.
them.
All right. Before we
I like
jump
this.
into the hunting footage,
All right, now we have a plan.
we've got our Ask the Experts question this week, presented by our folks at Lancaster Archery. Nick Gearhart asks, what is the best distance to keep your dial at on your sight? So, of course, this is assuming that you're shooting a movable or adjustable bow sight. What's the best distance to keep your sight set at? Mr. Graff, your opinion, sir? Mr. Expert?
Hey, I'm simple. Everyone knows me. I like to shoot them close. Mine's locked in at 20. That's it.
Yeah, that's fair
I'm
enough.
at 20.
If I had to pick one distance, I usually keep mine at 23 to 24.
Oh, come on.
No, like
23 to 24, really?
Yeah, really, Tom.
Brad, I want you to
Have
go
you
check his
noticed-
bow. As soon as, don't even let him get to his truck. I want to see
bow
if it's
isn't
locked.
in my truck. It's
Yeah.
at my house, covered in
23
poison
to
ivy.
24.
If you want to go, it is, because that generally covers me from 20 to 30, right? Now, I will say that depending on the stand that I'm hunting, I may keep it set at 27, 28, maybe 30, like depending on where I think my most probable shot is going to be. Sometimes you get in a stand and like if you don't have any close shots and you're like, the majority of my shots are 30 yards out of this stand, I'm going to just leave my dial at 30 yards.
I'm tracking you. I got it. I think it's a good, solid plan. That just seems like a lot of work for me.
A lot of work. It's literally like you're range finding anyways. And then I'm like, okay, most of my shots are at 30. I'm just going to leave it at 30.
I hear you loud and clear. Justin's got his way of doing things. I've got mine. Other people may have theirs, but there you go. So hopefully, Nick, that answers your question.
Probably just made it more confusing for him
Hopefully
than
not.
when we
That
started.
was not the goal of that by
All
any
right,
means.
let's get into some hunts. We got
I
some
agree.
actual dead animals up in Wisconsin this weekend. So
Wisconsin was hot. I mean, you know what? And I'm talking about
Kentucky was hot.
No, I'm talking about hot. The hunting was
I
hot, not hot like you're sweating kind of hot. I mean, listen, 2 does down. I had some actions. I mean, actions. I don't know if that
You had
really
some
sounded
actions for
I
sure.
had some action for sure, but let's get into these hunts. Let's go.
Do it.
All right, well, we finally made it. Welcome to Deer Camp 2019. Wisconsin opener starts tomorrow morning. Super pumped to be here, back at my family farm, a place that I've got a ton of history with. I've hunted this place for 25, 27 years, killed a ton of deer here over the years with a rifle, and a few with a bow and arrow. Actually, my first deer that I shot for bowhunting.com was where I'm going this afternoon to hang a stand. But anyway, I don't have a stand up in the tree that I want to hunt out of this year, so I've got it all packed up in the gator. I've already limbed it. About 2 months ago, I put about 5 trail cameras in and around this spot, so I'm going to grab those, throw up the lifeline, hang the set, and get out of there and get back in this tree first thing in the morning. I think it's going to be a good one. Here we go. All right, well, the card pull was an absolute success. You know what? There's a ton of deer. There's a lot of deer morning. There's a lot of deer midday, and there's a lot of deer in the afternoon, which is awesome. A few good bucks, a few small bucks, a lot of does, a lot of fawns. And long story short, they're all in trouble. Because when I went to buy my tag today at Farm and Fleet, I was expecting to buy 2 tags, and they gave me 4. So they obviously want the deer shot. You know, this area right here is the epicenter of CWD. When it all went down, when the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources dropped the pin, they dropped the pin right in that driveway. So, like I said, they're all in trouble. There's a nice little short tine 8-pointer that's got tines that long, cool little curve. He's all over the place. If that deer comes by, he's getting an arrow. And I'll probably just sit there and wait for a doe too, because I got 3 tags to fill, or 4 tags to fill, so they're all in trouble tomorrow morning. Boom, shakalaka. That was a beautiful buck. Beauty of it was, he's right across the street from where I'm hunting tomorrow morning. And if y'all don't know, we've got a trophy doe contest going on between the bowhunting.com crew members. We've opened it up to the public. I'm actually pretty excited about this one, to be honest with you, because it's probably one that I could get relatively close to winning. Tomorrow we're going to get a deer on it. So we will see you in the tree. Wisconsin opener.
Yeah, baby, it's on opening morning. I'm in the tree, ready to go. It is dead calm this morning. I'm sitting on this green field where there's a lot of grass and alfalfa, so I really can't hear the deer coming if they're on this side. Behind me, I have this big Oak Ridge cliff, and I can feel the rising thermals coming out of it. So my wind is actually going up, which is awesome. I'm in a total advantage right now. I'm trying to catch the deer coming back from this cornfield over here. There's all kinds of oaks along the edge. And then what they do is they slip in right in front of me or behind me and go to bed on this high ground. It just didn't work out. 3 big adult does came right to the base of the tree for the most part. Like I said, it's dead calm. It's hard to get away with any movement. I was concentrating on the wrong one. The other one busted me trying to draw. It's alright. Lots of time, lots of season. I don't think they really know what happened, so we'll hold out. I've seen 5 deer already. It's been 2 minutes. We're good. Well, we made it into the tree. It poured and rained forever. I didn't think I was going to be able to make it out. Just snuck up here. There's deer already in the field. got me. Just put a perfect shot on a big doe. Oh man, 22 yards.
All right, well, I'm at ground zero here. Right there, that's the tree. So that's actually the tree that I killed my first deer with bowhunting.com back 10 years ago. Doe came squeaking down here, and back then those trees were only a foot tall or 3 feet tall. Now these oak trees are 20 some foot tall, but anyway, this is we keep this all nice and mowed here, and there's a bunch of clover in here. That's kind of why it looks nice and manicured. And then the neighbor has an alfalfa field, which is more like weeds now, but there's little bits and pieces of alfalfa in there. So anyway, kind of cool, little history, nostalgia. Smoke City stand, baby. All right, well, since I shot that deer, it's rained. Had a complete pass through, Spitfire XXX. Not a ton of blood on the arrow, to be honest with you, but between the flies and the rain, I think they took care of most of it. So, looks good to me. So I got first blood right here. Oh, here's some blood. Bingo. Big doe down. Wow, she is pretty big. You know, I was trying to make sure I wasn't trying to make sure I shot the biggest one, but it was definitely in the back of my mind. I wanted to have a heavy doe. There she is, right there. Yeah, baby. Perfect shot. Couldn't ask for more. Did a little deer management this weekend. 3 does came through opening morning. Tried to pull it off, couldn't make it happen. It was really difficult. And once you know it, second day, here they come. The 3 Amigas did exactly what I thought they were gonna do. They're trying to squeak into this bedding ground. And the first one slipped through. I think she was actually bigger than this one. And then the second one, luckily, I kind of knew which way she was gonna go. Got the camera on her, gave her a little bleat, 22 yards, shot her, hit her absolutely perfect. Short blood trail, she ran about 80 yards and tipped over in the tree farm. But like I said, perfect doe to take, no fawns. I confirmed that after 2 days of watching them. So luckily I hunted this morning. I wasn't actually going to hunt because it was pouring at 4 a.m. So about 6 o'clock it stopped and I flew up here, and by the time I got to the base of the tree I could already see him out in the field. So worked out perfect, and tell you what, I'll be back for one of those nice bucks that I have on camera in a couple weeks. So bow hunt or die, baby.
Introducing a new level of image quality featuring crystal clear video, sound, and stunning images day or night. With adjustable range control, ultra fast trigger speeds, and all new software innovations, you'll never miss an image. Stealth Cam, proven.
Welcome to opening day, Wisconsin archery season, September 14th, 2019. It's about 5 o'clock in the afternoon right now and just got set up. We're hunting some public land. Got 3 doe tags in my pocket and a buck tag, which basically means that we're into a little fast food hunting. If a doe comes in, we're taking her. We're hunting I love this stand early season. I got private land behind me that's got some ag fields and some corn, alfalfa, soybean. I got a little pocket in front of me that's south of me right now. That is a great bedding area. There's deer always every year stacked up in there. They bed. It's only about an acre and a half of actual cover that they bed in, but it's your typical linear doe movement. So they go right from bedding straight to feed. We're in a patch of white oaks right now, and there's some heavy trails this year. I think it's dropping a lot of acorns, at least it seems like it with the trails. They're coming in here, hitting these acorns, and waiting for darkness before they get out to that wide open hay fields. So we're set up. It's about 75 degrees, beautiful evening. It is good to be back in the stand. And we're gonna do what city folk call, we're gonna see if we can catch us some deer. All right, the doe is down. She's only 40, 50 yards laying there. Yes, we're getting ready. We wanted to get some good video footage while there's still good light. Getting ready to get down. And Sarah's like, buck. You know, looking in, here's the shooter. A nice buck, 25 yards, but he zips through the opening. I don't think we were able to get him on camera. I can see that doe that I shot's legs, and he's smelling her. And he walked past her, and he just went off onto the private land. He's definitely a good buck, good shooter. Had him in bow range, just no clear shot. Couldn't get him on camera. We were not ready for that. All right, we just got down. Mosquitoes are horrendous. Great evening. We saw two shooter bucks. Hard to get them on camera, but we just got down, got the arrow here. This is the impact, and man, what a hole in her. That opened her right up. So she is belly up. We are going to go get her. She's over here. And she was pumping some major blood when she took off running, so let's go get her. There she is. It's a nice doe. All right, that hole's perfect. What we're gonna do is we're gonna drag her, get her out of here, because we plan on still hunting this yet. Still some good bucks in here. We're gonna drag her out. We'll get some better video footage once we get her out of here. Well, we got her out. Nice doe. I don't know if she's gonna hold out and win the trophy doe contest this year, but I'm not in it to win it. Let's put it that way. We went through an entire elk. Last year I shot a nice bull elk out in Idaho, and we went through all the meat. So we're definitely need some meat this year. This girl came in, gave us about a 12-yard shot. Absolutely perfect shot. Exit hole is perfect. She ran maybe 40, 50 yards and piled up. Shortly after she went down, we had a shooter buck come through at 25 yards. I just couldn't get a shot, and it happened so quick. He went up, smelled her, and walked off. Too brushy, I couldn't get a shot. Doe and a fawn walked up, smelt her, they walked off, and then right before dark we saw another buck that was borderline shooter, heading due west. So this area has got at least 2 decent bucks that I'd like to play with yet. So we're gonna get her skinned up, gutted out, and get her out of here. But nice doe on public land, opening day of the Wisconsin archery season.
All right, well, good afternoon, guys. I wanted to give you one last update for the end of the summer on the plot project that you guys have saw me working in the last few times I've been on the show. So last time you saw me, I was in here and I fertilized the clover. It turned out pretty good. It helped it take off. I'll show you in a second. It's really gotten a lot darker green. I got to get down here where the sun's shining back on it so you can see it, but it's really thickened it up. It's really got it healthy and it's coming on strong. It's still a little thin in spots, so I came back in here and spread some oats and rye and a little bit of honey hole that I had left over, just stuff I had laying around the shed, and hopefully that comes in. The turkeys worked it over pretty good before it rained and sprouted, but some of it is growing. So let me show you here. You know, we get down here, there's the plot. You can see it real nice. It's coming in nice and green all down through. You can see these thin spots out in here. And then if we get right down here and look at it, right down in there, you can see the oats and rye started, and that right down there is a little bit of honey hole. But anyway, if we look back here at the clover, get the sun at our back, you can see the difference of how lush, how dark green the clover's got from that fertilizer that I put on it. The clover fuel really helped it out. It made it take off. So I'm pretty excited about it. There's been several deer in here. No bucks yet, but they should be getting ready to strip velvet and be coming. The other thing that I did today was I got my mock scrape started right in front of the stand, and I hung my stand. You can see how I made it. I took a vine, cut it down, tied it up high up here. Okay, now those deer can come in here and get a hold of it. They can get their antlers in it, flip it around real nice. I took a shovel, I always carry with me when I'm doing it. Got the dirt all loosened up, scraped up, then pushed back over top of it so it's still loose. I got my buck bomb starter kit right up there. And if you look right there, there's the kill set. It's up there. The deer have been working very well from one end of the plot to the other down through here. So I'm pretty excited just to hunt this area because I've worked on it so hard. I don't think there'll be a big deer in here that I'll shoot, but there'll definitely be some stuff in here that we can bring the family back here and hunt. This is a good spot to bring the kids, so hopefully Avery can come back here and enjoy it. There was one real nice 3-year-old in here last year and another 8-point that I had a lot of video of right up here on the field in the scrape. They could show back up and be pretty nice deer. So hopefully when I get a camera set out over this, it'll show up. The other thing that's going on is there's tons of white acorns falling. I've been mowing a lot and checking a few cameras, and I do have 3 or 4 shooters up on the north end of the farm. A couple real nice deer. One solid 8-point, probably 135 incher. And it's a deer that tried to attack our decoy last year that you guys saw in the video when Frank and I was hunting, about a mile away from here. So anyway, that's what I've been up to, hanging lone wolves, mowing, getting food plots ready, coaching football, and checking a few cameras. So not a lot of deer hunting stuff going on my end with it being football season, but I'll try to be as prepared as I can once we get started. So anyways, guys, I wanted to bring that to you today, show you these trail camera pictures, show you what I've been up to, and hopefully if we get a big deer here on this mock scrape, I'll throw it in there in one of the next couple episodes so you guys can see it. But for everybody out there hunting, stay safe, and good luck.
All right, call it out. if you had to choose a hunt, Josh Fletcher or Tom Alford still kill? Which one? What stand would you rather have been in?
Tommy's. Because he was able to drive the gator. It's a nice mode path. He didn't have to like run and gun. Public's great, but man, I'm sorry. Sometimes that just like well manicured private stuff. Plus, I've hunted out of that tree with Tommy. I shot a doe out of it 2 years ago. It's like the magic doe tree right there.
Everyone needs a magic doe tree.
I know.
It's like a money tree.
Basic.
haven't
This
found
one
one of
makes
those.
money go away. But yeah, I think Tommy, and because he used the phrase boom shakalaka at one point in time.
Who does that? I was
Tommy
actually
does that a lot.
I was sitting
It's
at
like
my
his
desk and I
thing.
was like, did he really just do that?
Boom, shakalaka, ha, kalaka, shmoo.
I don't know. He's
Were we
like the
editing that
only
out?
person that still does that. He's like the one guy where you're like, who says boom shakalaka? Tom Alford says that. So, but man, how do you beat that to start the season? Opening weekend, Josh, absolute perfect shot on that doe. He's with
Two
his,
pass-throughs.
with
no
his
one-
girlfriend up in the tree. Tommy
Any-
makes a good shot too. I mean,
Come on, like YouTube haters, man. They can't say anything to us now. These are two pass-throughs. Our equipment. and-
perfect pass-throughs all the way
Both of them.
through, stuck in the ground on the other side. So the penetration police, as we'll call them.
Tommy might be pulling like 100 pounds there or something, though. I mean, he looked like he was having a hard struggling with that bow. I'm sorry, Tommy. I love you to death, but my gosh. I
Want to back her down a little bit? Here's what you're saying.
I mean, it's warm and nice out. You don't have a lot of clothes on yet. That's something to think about. I think it's a good little tip. I mean, you look like you was struggling,
well,
no?
when it's warm and you're not wearing a lot of clothes, you probably want to pull more weight. You usually back it down, like when it gets cold, right?
I agree,
I don't know.
now it's hot out and he's like, at least that's the way I looked at it. Maybe people see it
I think
differently.
he looked at just like that. So we do have to mention the Trophy Doe contest
Yes.
that is officially begun because we had our first two weights come in. We had Josh come in. His doe was a little on the light side, not going to lie, but he was leading for a day.
Where was Josh at? How
He
much?
was 86 something or other. I forget the exact.
86, okay.
Roughly 86. Then we had Tommy.
Dude.
And Tommy is technologically challenged, if we could put it that way. He has a hard
Guys,
time figuring out how to use anything
This
with an
scale
electronic.
is super easy to use.
Well, not if you're Tom Alford, who weighed and left his in kilograms. And he thought there was something wrong with the scale because it said like 56. But he didn't realize it was kilograms and not pounds. So we did the translation for him, kilograms to pounds. Thank you, Google, for translating that. And it was roughly 122.
122.
That was a big doe.
That's not
So
bad.
Tommy is now leading the Bowhunter Die Trophy Doe contest at
The question is,
122.
are does heavier early season now, or do they start putting on some weight as it gets more in the middle of the season?
I don't know.
I don't know. Is there a benefit to shooting them? I don't know. You know what? If you want to win this competition, I guess you just got to start shooting the biggest ones you see. So.
Tommy did mention that the third one in line was the biggest one, and he thought for a second about holding out. But you know what happens then, right? You get greedy.
You do.
You hold out, and then something happens. He busts them all, and then he's got nothing. So I think he made the right call.
I know this is getting long, but I'm going to bring it up real quick here. How did Tommy go from 122 pounds? And at one point, I saw a message go out that said 175 pounds. Dude, what was that?
Again, he's technically challenged. He brought the doe home, and then he tried to hang it in his shop, but the ceiling isn't tall enough, so he couldn't get it off the ground. So then he was trying to lift the head up and like tie it off to something, and it was a whole mess. It was a
Got it.
complete
All right.
disaster. Then he tried to tell us the doe weighed 175 pounds, field dressed, and I'm like, Tommy, no, it doesn't. But he had weighed the first time in kilograms multiple times. I kept getting the same weight. So we're going with the 122.
All right,
That looked like a
122
122 pound doe. We're giving him the benefit of the doubt.
All right.
We will teach scale usability classes next time
We're going
we
to have to
see.
do it. Last but
Tom
not least,
Alford.
Clinton Fawcett has a great update with his clover plot. I mean, you know what? It looks like a killing spot. The guy builds good killing spots. I mean, he's proven that over the last 10 years. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, more and more people are starting to put those mock scrapes right out in the middle, right in front of your stands with the wind
I
being
love
correct.
that he used the vine in there. That's a great idea.
The vine is a rock star move. I tell you, I've been doing more and more vines on a lot of my stuff, and I'm telling you what, it works.
I'm
Big
staying
time.
away from vines for a little while
Yeah,
here.
you're looking cleared up though. You're looking better.
We're getting there. All the stuff that
Sure
I
it's poison
scratched.
ivy, not something else.
Scabies. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So
All right, let's get to the trophy photos. One of my favorite parts.
This is one of our favorite parts. So let's see who sent in their photos for this week and see if we can pick a winner.
Doug Nelson,
Gonzalo de Leon Plata.
Grant Plusha,
Jay Kloffenstein.
Jesse Dallas.
And Kylee Steinweg. All right, everybody, thanks for sending in your photos for this week's episode. Grant Plesha, you are the winner. Great buck up in Wisconsin. Great photo. Congratulations. Get your info to us. We're going to get you that prize pack.
Dude, we're going to have to do 2 this week.
It was close. It was
This
a
is tough.
tie.
This is
Grant
tough.
and Kylee. We're going to give it to Kylee as well. I mean, that was about as good as you can get.
I agree.
Right there. She posed it up, cleaned it up, holding the head, big
There's
smile.
only one mistake she made.
What's that?
She doesn't have a Bowhunter die wristband on.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're going to send her one when she gives us her info. So congratulations to everybody who sent in their photos. Congrats to everybody that's been successful during this early season. Guys and gals, that's all we've got for this episode of Bowhunter Die. We will be back early next week with my update from Kentucky and then a bunch of other fun stuff coming as well. We got Rector's killed a buck. Sturgill's killed a buck. Herman's out there right now.
I've seen animals.
Todd's seen some animals. We've had some good hunts, so guys, stay tuned.
They just told us to make it go fast, and you are dragging this baby out.
Bowhunter Die. Let's go.
Whew. Well, what you didn't see was dead battery in the gator. Had to drive my truck way up here, kind of over a mountain and through the hills and over the seas and blah, blah, blah.
No.
No, we're going to give Todd the...
Gonzala D.
That's me. That's me.
Is that for real?